Hi there, welcome to another episode of TMR TV. My name is Peter Keevil and I'm your host today to bring you some fantastic new hard rock and roll from the UK. On this week's episode we have fantastic new tunes from Redfern, Verity White, These Wicked Rivers and Doomsday Outlaw. And we'll also be catching up with the lead singer and main man of the band Devilfire, and that's Alex Cooper. Okay, let's crack on with the first new tune. It's a band from the East Midlands called These Wicked Rivers, and they have a brand new album out now called Eden. This is a song from that. It's called Shine On. Gloucester band Verity White have been turning out some great tunes recently. They've got a new EP out called After the Storm, and here's a song from that called Alibi. And the great thing about this video is a complete lockdown self-production. Before we go much further, we would love for you to click the subscribe button and then the notification bell. It means that you'll get an alert every time there's a show. That's just in case your memory's not working properly. And remember that we have a show every week. Devilfire are a dark melodic rock band based in the Midlands, here in Birmingham, the home of TMR TV in fact. And we got together with lead singer Alex Cooper to find out about their new album. The new album's called Black Soul Vendetta, and if you have been watching regular episodes of TMR TV, you would have seen the lead single from that album called Dream Evil. If not, you can go back a few episodes and watch it now. After, of course, you've listened to the chat that we had with Alex. So here we are, TMR TV. We've got another band interview. This time we're joined by Alex Cooper of the band Devilfire. Hey Alex, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, doing okay. It's quite sunny today. Quite like it. We've got a bit of got a nice little window mode going on there. reminds me of play school when I was younger. We're going through the square window, probably before your time. Anyway, enough about that. Devilfire. What have you guys been up to then? Where you been at?
Just going a little stir crazy like everybody else, I think.
Yeah. That indeed.
Yeah. So, but with, I'm always, we're always actively doing stuff. We've been doing a lot more of the online kind of, people are seeing a lot of merchandise going up and things like that. And we've used it as a bit of a time to overhaul things and get things sorted. Website is looking a lot better. Shop is looking a lot better. And generally just have a bit more organization in the background on the lead up to this album that we've unfortunately had to postpone a little bit, but it's all for the better good. It's all for the bigger picture.
Yeah, in this time of lockdown when we can't focus on doing live stuff and rehearsing and then doing the gigs and then being knackered from the gigs, you're right. Yeah. It gives you a chance to look at that holistically, doesn't it? So, new album in the can then, ready to run. What's the album called? What's the album called?
Finally in the can. Black Soul Vendetta.
Black Soul Vendetta. Okay.
Yeah.
Go on then. Tell us the story behind the title of that.
It's a kind of joining of two titles on the record, really. There's a track on the record called Black Soul Bones, which is a very kind of like, I always thought of it as like a 1930s New Orleans-y kind of Voodoo Queen sort of song, that encapsulates a bit of that vibe. And then there's a song on the album called Vendetta as well. This album as a whole has a bit of that kind of like dark vendetta-y feel going through it. And Black Soul Vendetta seems to kind of sum the feelings of that up, really. The whole, people that just didn't like you, that hold a grudge against you, that kind of have a bit of a black soul and, and hold a vendetta. And that was really where it came about. I like things to sound right, if you get what I mean. And Black Soul Vendetta was a bit more original. No one had really ever called an album that as well, I don't think, or that I can remember. So, when you're thinking about these things, it's about how they're going to go out and how you're going to remember them down the line. I wanted an album title that wasn't like, oh, okay, they've just called it, this or that, and there's about 4 albums that are already called that. So coming up with something original was very hard. So I decided to try and amalgamate some stuff to make it work and have it work with the actual feel of the album as well. So that was the kind of whole premise of it, really.
Right. Okay. So for publicly so far, then we've had 2 singles out that we've been able to enjoy. Dream Evil was the first one, which will come on. And we had Chasing the Pain. And so you're talking about the album having this vibe going through it about vendetta. Is it quite dark then? Is it written from a dark place for you?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a dark place. I think when I started writing this, I the various things that happened in my life that I just was spilling onto paper, so to speak.
Right.
It's not like I live in the corner of my bedroom crying with like lyrics, but because I don't, and that's not the way. But,
well, that's okay. That's okay to do that, Alex. That's perfectly fine in this day and age. If you need to release a little bit and shake it out, then that's fine. But Vendetta, seems a little bit darker than the normal I'm feeling a bit blue type of thing.
I think if you go out there and do anything in your life, though, you put yourself out there. You put yourself in front of not only the media or anybody, like even on Facebook these days, you put yourself out there and you express your opinions or whatever. There are always going to be people who disagree with you, and that's fine. They're perfectly entitled to disagree with you. But I think when it turns into somewhat of a vendetta, that's when it starts to be a bit more hurtful. Some of the ideas that were conveyed, down, some of the songs are about that sort of thing. Cruelest Animal, which starts the track off, was very much from that place of, somebody holding a vendetta against you, you know what I mean? For something that might not really have been your fault, but was perceived to be. So it can, it can get a bit deep, but I feel all the best songs are written from deep and meaningful places, and I just think you get the best stuff that way. So I often wear your heart on your sleeve and wear it proud, sort of thing.
So it's quite autobiographical then, is it? As a theme through the album?
yeah, it's coming from the heart. I mean, I very much, Devilfire as a whole, all the albums, all the songs, everything as literally. I don't know how to write anything that's not coming from, experience. The joke is always write what you know, and it'll be good. So I'm writing what I know, and hopefully it's good. We'll see what the reviews say. Yeah, I truly think that if you write from what you've experienced personally, with 6-7 billion other people on the planet, surely other people will understand it because they've experienced it themselves. I mean, we're all made of the same stuff. So I'm hoping that that the messages translate. I kind of like to put a few hidden messages in there and stuff like that, because that's part of the theatre of it all, I think.
Oh, good stuff. And then the second single we've had released from the forthcoming album is called Chasing the Pain.
Yeah.
That involved bringing in external musicians and getting some guests involved. So tell us about getting hooked up with those guys. There was Ash Sheenan, is it?
Yeah, Ash Sheehan. Yeah, he's a brilliant musician all round. So when I started writing Chasing the Pain, when it was in its early demo stage, and it was originally called Crazy Jane. It's just a working title. It was. I had this little hook line in it, which the strings were doing this sort of thing. Yeah, it just seemed like the perfect guy to come in and do it. And because he was local, it was very much of if I get you in this, can you pop down to the studio and do this? And he'd just come off tour with Glenn Hughes, and I was like, mate, could I pin you down to a date? And he went, yeah, no worries. Next thing I knew, it was done. He was just incredible. So
you've had Ash playing the horn section and so on, and then you wanted the idea of an additional singer. That's quite a thing for an emerging band that doesn't have a big budget and is doing everything in-house and self-producing and so forth. So how did that come through?
Really weirdly, actually, it came through. It was and there's a guy I work with called Dave Rattenbury, who works at PMT Birmingham. He's one of the guitar specialists there, and we've talked for years about bands we like, and one of the massive bands that we always thought was massively underrated was Slash's Snake Pit, which was when Slash left Guns N' Roses and he went off and did his own thing for a while. The first album he did was an album called It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere with the vocalist Eric Dover. And Eric Dover's been an LA musician for years. He's been around and he's done some incredible stuff. He was in his own band called Jellyfish, and he's done stuff with Alice Cooper and many other artists. And he was over touring with a band called Lost Angels, which is made up of Ryan Roxy from Alice Cooper and Troy Patrick Farrell from White Lion. So it was, and they were over touring, and Dave, who I work with, was doing some of the tour management stuff and the merchandise for them on the UK leg of their tour. And he said, oh yeah, they're down in Bilston at the Robin 2. Do you want to come down? I'll get you in. And I was like, yeah, I want to come down. And I literally went down with my CD and my t-shirt, complete fanboy, ready for everything. I was like, and he was like, yeah, I'll get Eric, to sign your stuff, your Slash your Snake Pit stuff. And I was like, oh, wicked. And I really never thought anything more of it than just that. I was like, I was going to get to meet one of my heroes, one of my vocal heroes as well. And that was about it. And then we started talking. We were outside. It was a quiet night. And we were just talking. And he asked me about my band. He said, oh, Dave says you're in a really good band and this stuff. And I was like, oh, he's being too kind and all this sort of stuff. He said, oh, right. He said, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm working on this new album. And we just got talking. And I said, oh, yeah. I was thinking about having a second vocalist on this track to kind of give it this split personality vibe that I was after. And he was like, oh, well, let me know, send it over to me. I'll have a look at it. And I went, and I kind of paused for a second. I was like, what? Really? And then next thing I know, I sent him an email, not expecting really anything of it. And next thing I know, he's sending me WAVs back and I've dropped them into the track. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty perfect. That's great. Okay, hold up a second. Eric Dover from Slash's Snake Pit is on a Devilfire track. Okay, this just doesn't happen. So yeah, I'm still sitting there going, yeah, I don't know how this really happened, but there you go.
Good stuff. So new album then, scheduled for release early September, I think.
4th of September, yeah.
4th of September. That's good. It'll
Yeah.
be good to hear it out. And it's available on what formats have we got going?
We got everything. So it's digital, online stream from all the usual streaming and purchasing places online. You know, Spotify, Deezer, Tidal, iTunes, Apple Music, all of the above.
MySpace.
We've also got it on
Got to be on MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace.
MySpace.
MySpace,
Facebook,
Scratch and Snip.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Scratch and Snip.
Play down the phone. Yeah, just everywhere. I like it.
YouTube, the lot. So yeah, and then we got CD, of course, which you can purchase on the website, but on pre-order at the moment. Vinyl, same website pre-order.
Excellent.
Distribution deal now with Cargo Records, who are going to be pushing that on the physical side of things. Yep. Hopefully, you know, when the shops reopen, you can walk in at a safe 2 meter distance and pick up your copy.
It'll be cling film wrapped and specially sanitized, won't it?
Yes. We're definitely going to put some, you know, like do not handle unless you're 2 meters away from anyone else stickers on the front.
Warning, yes. Used to be parental guidance. Now it's Corona guidance, isn't it? Good stuff. Alex Cooper, Devilfire. We'll catch you real soon. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, buddy. Have a good one. See you soon.
Well, it was great to catch up with Alex, and we love our band interviews here at TMR TV, so we'll be lining up some more over future shows. Make sure you can go and pre-order their album Black Soul Vendetta over at devilfire.co.uk/shop. Troy Redfern is a fantastic blues rock guitarist, and he's already had 2 albums out this year. We're going to play a song from his current album, most recently released album. The album's called Ireland, and this is a song called John the Revelator, and it has some awesome blues slide guitar licks.
Genesis to the Revelation. Genesis to the Revelation. Genesis to the Revelation. Genesis to the Revelation.
Now, don't forget that we have all of the links to all of the bands that appear on TMR TV shows in the descriptions below the channel. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, then you'll be able to click those links. Get involved, follow them on social media, sign up to their email list, purchase their merch, purchase their music, and then when they get back playing live, then obviously go and see them. I'm sure there'll be a big queue to see all of the bands that feature on TMR TV. I'm Peter Keevil, and this is TMR TV, the hard rock TV channel, where we will bring you all the new tunes, plus some great interviews with bands, musicians, and industry folk alike. Okay, we hope you've enjoyed the show. We're going to leave you now with a new tune from a band called Doomsday Outlaw. They've had 2 solid albums under their belts already, and now working on a 3rd. This is a new release from theirs. It's called Runaway. Hey, we'll see you real soon.